Alright, 1:56 p.m. Now ready to film this review after some preparation that I've been doing for pull-ups off camera. Just simply out of curiosity, I was thinking, the idea just came that I could do pull-ups with the TRX equipment that I've got, and at the moment I just thought of wrapping it around this equipment here because I wouldn't be able to just do pull-ups and get it at this height from pulling that strap up, which is a bit difficult to see, as high up as I could from this position on the ground here. But what I've managed to do is come up to this point and then wrap it up as high as I can with the strap. That's really difficult to see, and then wrap it around that pull-up bar 6 times. I might need to do it one more because it's a bit lower than I'd like it to be, so I think for future reference I'd wrap it 7 times rather than 6 times. That way my hands are high up and then I can eventually do the reps. So for normal pull-ups I've got that, and I now know I could easily come down this part of the what would you call this? It's not a slide, but just this part, this the platform. I can come from that part of the platform down with the help of the TRX, and also just sliding my legs down here. It's actually pretty easy, on the premise that I maintain tension in my upper back as I come down on the TRX. I can show what I mean. Actually, yeah, that's good enough. The battery's on like 10% probably now. I started on 11%, so I've got to hurry up. But this is what I mean. So I come here, wrap the equipment as high up as I can, and then wrap it around this bar 7 times. After that, I can then come down from this platform onto the ground by getting into the position and let my legs slide down, as I said, like that. And then with the pull-ups, obviously, I've got to be careful that I hurt my groin. But with the pull-ups, obviously, I'd be getting this position from here. And see how stable it is? Like, there's less give in this being, in the equipment being wrapped like this, than there is from it just being wrapped around the top of the very top of the metal structure there. Okay. Well, there's that, and I now know that I can always use that when I want to do pull-ups, whether I be in this part for now, and then the parts that I'd use when I move to a different area I'll be moving to by the end of the month. So got that going on, and I think it's now time to review how the session went outside of what I did. The session itself went outside of just talked about what I did off camera. I do value that information because I can always use it to reprogram my sessions, which I'm actually going to talk about now. So I just spontaneously thought of doing some pull-ups, a pull-up session here today because I had the resistance bands with me, specifically to stretch my shoulders off with, I think, if I remember correctly. But I just came up with the idea of having a pull-up session, and yeah, I'd say it went well. I'm finally going on to pull-up, like thinner pull-up bars, just make it easier for myself to actually progress, because I'm finding it too difficult to just to use the thick swing bars at the moment, and that's fine. We all start from somewhere. So that's where I'm going to just keep going with the help of using the monkey bars with the scapular pull-ups, and also, now that I think about it, being able to I could do the scapular pull-ups on the TRX equipment when I have it wrapped around the monkey bars the way I do now. Yeah, I think as I was saying, I need to reprogram this sort of pull-up session and do it in the same way I would, and progress in the same way I would with the way I have with the decline push-ups and normal push-ups. Or I felt a bit of my potentially shoulder pain lingering there as I'd be going like this. Just got to be careful, that's all. Yeah, so I'd like to reprogram what I've got going on to use the thinner bars with just the monkey bar grip alone, and also the T-Rex equipment set up how it is and how I showed earlier, and also for the progression pull-ups where I'd have it just hanging from the top end. I do the pull-ups from the ground, where I'd just be leant back and doing it to do an easier version of the pull-up. I can combine all of those and then eventually combine those 3 sorts of variations of the pull-up with doing pull-ups on a thicker bar, which I do feel happy I've got out of my way to do, but I don't think I'm completely I've got to a level where I'd be able to do that effectively yet, although I definitely can still keep on giving it a go. It's just a matter of when, really, as to when I'd be able to do that with ease. I think I need to use a lower swing though, honestly. I might have to go to a different park if I'm wanting to use the thicker bars. But other than that, I'd say I definitely do have the potential to be able to make that progress that I'm looking for, to be able to do in terms of being able to do normal pull-ups on thicker swing bars and anything I want to do, normal pull-ups, back levers, front levers, all of the sort of typical calisthenics moves that you see on YouTube through compilations or people doing longer sessions, like how I've seen Hannibal do, I think a year or so ago, maybe 2 years ago, I don't remember, but he was out training with some guy in Brooklyn, I think I remember, and they were just going through a really deep session where Hannibal was leading the session and the other guy was following through with it, and they just seemed really, really humble about it. They seemed like they really knew what they were doing, and they weren't showing any sort of narcissistic traits about their ability. They were just doing it and enjoying the fact that they were doing it, at least so it seemed from my perspective. However, those longer workouts rather than the 5-second compilations are nice, more pleasant for me to see, in my opinion, to me anyway, in my opinion, because I make the same sorts of videos, and I know that I'd be able to learn more from those sorts of videos than just a short 5-second compilation of someone showing that they can do the move. If they want to show that off, that's more than okay, but that's not really useful in my opinion, because in terms of if I wanted to learn the skill myself, because those sorts of videos don't give tutorials on how to actually do the exercise and how long it might take for someone to actually make that progress. Now, the rate that people make progress at is different due to depending on a whole load of variables, like how consistently people train, the sorts of workouts that they plan to get said goal with calisthenics in this case, etc. But I will leave it at that and keep on talking about how the session went. So I started off with a shoulder warm-up. I didn't stretch off the rest of my body, but I did a warm-up before, so that's fine in the part 1 of today's vlog, so I'm okay with that. And I warmed up my shoulders and I cooled down my shoulder. I used the resistance bands for my shoulders both before and during the main exercise, so I feel happy with the amount that I've stretched off today. I'm fine with that. I've got to stop leaning forward though. I don't want to aggravate that back pain that I'd be giving myself, the upper back pain. It's right below my shoulder blade, in between that area, just right below it. It's way better. This environment, this gym, this park environment beats the gym in my opinion. Seems way more social, even though there aren't many people here. It just seems more peaceful, and it doesn't seem like people are so focused on themselves, which I do like. It's like you actually can have a conversation with these people that you would see at parks. Yeah, there isn't much else for me to say, so I'll leave it there, especially seeing as the camera's going to die anytime soon. I like the warm-up I did for this session because I want to take care of my shoulders. I like the cool down I did, and I like the progress that I made through going to a thicker bar, and also that I tried to use this the thick with the thinner bar, and also that I tried to use the thicker bar, but I just think it's slightly too high up to make that progress that I'm looking for. I forgot how difficult it is to get my knee around the resistance band or onto the resistance band when trying to do pull-ups on the swing, but it's fine, and I won't try to do it on the where the monkey bars are, because I just think that's too high up, especially with that thicker bar. I was with the monkey bars, I was just fighting the resistance band. I don't want to do that anymore, because I might really hurt myself. That could be a broken neck, broken leg, broken ankle, or ankles, legs. It could be an entire mess, depending on how botched my fall is. Yeah, on that note, I'm done. I don't really have much else to say at the moment, and if anything, I can just write in the description of the video more my thoughts on the session. So yeah, that's it. Cheers to making progress with this setup. Peace.